Hello everyone, I hope you are having a great time. Today I'm going to share one of the most musical and very enjoyable sounding stand mount speaker from Galion Audio. This one is called TS Voyager MK2 Special Edition, which used to retail for $995, but you can no longer buy it. The reason I'm making this video is I dearly love the way this MK2 SE sound, color, and sound signature. It's not entirely transparent sound, but it has great resolution. Best of all, it comes with great musicality, featuring 1.1 inch or 28mm soft dome tweeter, 5¼ inch or 130mm mid-range and bass driver from Dayton Audio. These drivers are, if I remember right, they are manufactured in Taiwan. This bamboo cabinet is made in China. Crossover is assembled in Canada, and speaker is assembled in the United States. Although it says made in China, but not entirely represent all those parts are come from and where it assembled. If you are lucky, you will have chance to buy it in pre-owned market, but new one is they no longer available and it's sold out. But when Thomas asked me if I'm interested in enjoying and listening this Voyager MK2 SE, so I was like, okay, send it to me and I would like to hear it. He did mention that this is like his take on British monitor BBC speakers that many people fall in love with it. So this is sealed version, and the DSP fine-tune it to sound signature that they want, and they said U-shape frequency response. So when I measure it and when I compare it with measurement graph from that website, totally reflect the measurement results in my room. Although they were using smoother correction, my correction is 1/6 correction, as you can see here, for one speaker mono measurement on exits from 1 meter or 3.3 feet away. I also measure stereo measurement just about 7 feet away from my listening position. As these speakers are set up, it totally reflects the results as well, whether mono or stereo measurement. I try a few different amplifiers, right? Starting with Galion Audio TSA75 using SMS Raw Pro Deck 1 with passive preamplifier stage. Driving these two speakers, I also blend it with my Martin Logan subwoofer when I'm streaming music or streaming Netflix, and they sounded nice. Although I sit really far away, we sit like 14 feet away, but I spread them out just to cover the range, and they sounded nice, but they dearly need subwoofer for that kind of setup. So that just to give you an idea of they can be using distant setup, but you have to put subwoofer to get the foundation of the bass going. So I try that, and even I try budget setup, which is SMS SU1 DAC and Keda Pro from Lear Audio, the little classy amplifier. So I tried that, and I was amazed by the way they sound together with this Voyager MK2 SE, because TSA75 and SMS Raw Pro combination sounded really nice. High resolution sound that it delivered. When I switch it over to SU1 and Keda Pro Class D TPA chip based amp, it sounded even deeper and more enjoyable for me personally. So synergy is slightly better on that setup. And then I moved them here to listen with my main system. As always, I started with this Accuphase E4000, Gasted Audio X30 DAC, Sony Music Server HAPC1 ES, and Eva Solo DMB A10 as a streamer. mesmerizing experience, meaning holographic mid-range that it will deliver. Like vocals and all those notes in mid-range is incredibly musical. I'm not talking about accuracy, right? I'm talking about realism as well. When I was listening to usual tracks such as Dream from Fleetwood Mac, her voice is like, am I listening to live performance kind of three-dimensional, very good center image sound reproduction that it delivers? Not only that, that is, I'm listening in my reference level, which is volume control knob at the 50 position, so which will get me around 65 to 75 dB range. Then I was like, why don't I try hard rocks like AC/DC or Led Zeppelin, some of my favorite bands from the past? So when I try AC/DC, such as one of my favorite albums like Who Made Who or Live album, so those sounded incredible. So that kick drums and snare drums and his voice and Angus Young guitar solos are so much enjoyable. So even low level listening, when I take this volume control knob to 55 position, it will get me around 55 to 65 dB loudness in this place. So when I'm listening AC/DC, I was like, okay, let's try low level listening. They do sound great in my reference level. When I try the low level listening with these kind of stand mount speakers in general, they suffer terribly when I try AC/DC or Led Zeppelin. They tend to sound a little bit flatter and thinner side of sound, but not this MK2 SE is. It will give me absolute pleasure of the depth and musicality is still retained. Resolution may not be as good as in reference level loudness, but I can still make out all the detail except those tiny nuances and micro detail. Even for hard rock track without using subwoofer, I was totally enjoying the experience with low level sound quality output of this Galion Voyager MK2 SE. After that, I turned my subwoofer on, so both of the subwoofer on and it blended seamlessly. I was crossing over around 60 hertz if I remember it right. So that was very, very good experience, even enhanced the musicality and three-dimensional soundscape with very, very good bass foundation when I put those two subwoofer, 12-inch subs by the way. The way it sound is LS35A original kind of sound with slightly better and deeper bass quality. So that kind, I will put that way because the detail and everything is pretty much comparable in terms of overall sound reproduction of it. Mid-range quality is as good as LS35A is magical and musical mid-range quality. Peter Gabriel or Robert Plant, even Dua Lipa, or doesn't matter, any artist that you listen to, this will deliver incredible soundscape and skillful sound. Soundstage may not be as wide. So when I put them here, I started off with just slight toe in. Although I'm enjoying the sound, I want better stereo image. So that's where I end up. So it's about like 28 degree toe in towards my listening position, and that's it. Incredible soundscape and stereo image was born in this setup with this MK2 SE. These speakers may not suit for everyone. This is for those of you with mature ears and system with any type of music at all that you want to enjoy. So pairing component wise, I like them the best with ESS decks in my system, although I try with raw Muse IC based X2O TA32 deck together. It sounded a little bit thicker than I would like when I try with Romeo's IC. So it's not bad, but I prefer this ESS sound color and sound signature pairing with this MK2 SE in my system. I also tried topping Centaurus R2R deck. It sounded nice, but I like it best with this Gusted Audio X30 deck or SMSN SU1 or SMSN Raw Pro Deck 1. So those are three decks that really suits with this Galion Audio Voyager MK2 SE. When I tried this Musician X11, it sounded really good together as well. When I switch it over to Accuface E4000, what improved is immediacy and detail with better attack, so those regions are improved. This one is out of production, so I cannot say highly recommended, but if you find one in the market, if you are looking for sound quality and experience like I described, I will highly recommend you to try it. Even if you are a big fan of LS35A or B3 ESR or any type of BBC monitor stem mount speaker, every bit is comparable in those $2,000-3,000 offering in terms of sound quality, engagement, and very inviting sound out of these speakers. That is my experience and enjoyment that I like to share with you. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, men have named you. You're so like the lady with the mystic smile. Is it only 'cause you're lonely they have blamed you for that Mona Lisa strangeness in her smile? Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart. Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep, but they just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art?